Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another Rage video where tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to continue our foray into our Mother's Day special event, just kind of like what I was alluding to with Mama Said with Metallica, this one is sort of like more going towards the views towards bad parenting just for this, because there's a lot of contributing factors that can like make a bad parent. It could be from maybe from an economical position, not being able to afford the bare necessities to keep your kid not only healthy but also loved, cherished, and otherwise cared for. Then, of course, there's other like things that maybe not out of our control, like gluttony, for example. I even remember once, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of weeks ago, saw two parents, quite tall, very, very large, so to speak. The mother had what I can only describe as like she was like one of those people where you could have done like this, and you could have dug away nearly half a centimeter worth of makeup off her face. And the dad was just kind of tall, large, and kind of almost dullish. Like he didn't particularly know what was going on. And they had like two daughters with them, and they were about like 5 and 6, I would say. Very, very thin and very, very short, even for their ages, ladies and gentlemen. It's the sort of thing that when I think of like bad parents, ladies and gentlemen, that's the sort of image that comes into my mind, where the parents prioritize their own needs before anything else. And I certainly do not want to be that sort of parent, ladies and gentlemen, where they prefer to love themselves as opposed to their own children. But sometimes you can easily see why this is so, but it doesn't make it right, ladies and gentlemen. And with all that being said and done, because I know this one is also meant to be about parental abuse as well. Well, I mean, the name Mother Puncher is a pretty bold statement, if ever I've heard one. Also, this is actually our first time checking out Mastodon as well, so let's see what they got. So, because I do know that they did do an entire concept album based on Herman Melville's Moby Dick, which that ought to be really, really cool. So, if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description down below. So let's begin. Mother Puncher in 3, 2, 1, and... Ooh! And to think, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have a theory that the reason why it may have ended just so abruptly right there is, well, actually very, very simple. This is meant to be where the circle of hate ends, with a mother puncher. And with that, the cycle is broken, but the life in itself has been broken. That's the end, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just literally where it goes. I really, really like what they had to do as well, because it's not really so much a song about you can interpret it as a song about hatred, but you can also interpret it as a song about tough love in a tough world. If you don't teach your kids to be tough, then what do you teach them for, ladies and gentlemen? Because sometimes you actually do have to be tough on your own kids. But this is about, you know what, you can either sit down and shut up and accept your fate, or you can actually go out of your way to making sure people do not treat you like this ever again. And hate the ones that bring you down. You can even almost say right now, for all is said and done, maybe this guy's first victim was his own mother. Sort of like a strange, like, Norman Bates type of scenario, where through all these years of psychological bullying and trauma, it's all come back to haunt her because she raised the very thing that would be her own downfall. I like to imagine, like, parents who do that whenever they, like, raise their kids to be spiteful and vindictive and wicked. Not that they ever imagine do it on purpose. It's just kind of like one of those things that does sadly happen. I think it could be an extension of their own suffering, but curiously enough, I think parents don't, even those who don't do the greatest of jobs, don't actually like to see their kids turn out this way. Because we immediately say, well, you know what, you're supposed to be smarter than us. I thought you were meant to be of the new generation. You're meant to have all the advantages that we didn't have, and yet you still go ahead and screw everything up. Just because some people were born, you know, from rich parents, or they were in a very different position from their own, who worked their way to get where they were. It doesn't mean to say that all people are going to start off with the same level of luck or the same level of intelligence. It's life. It does not work like that, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said before, that image in the beginning has sort of changed a little bit. It's not about those who are greedy and gluttonous, who can only stand to love themselves, but it's also the type that can't even do that, and everything about them must be cruel, vindictive, and wicked because things haven't gone right in their own lives. It's a damn shame, ladies and gentlemen. It's an enormous shame. Not only because of this, but because you can almost even get the impression that a lot of this is even blamed on mothers, from single mothers who have to raise kids on their own, who, you know, might not understand about why things are the way they are, and who have questions and stuff like that. It's why, again, ladies and gentlemen, if the day ever comes when I do become a parent, I've got to make sure, first of all, but first above everything else, that I would actually be physically and emotionally in a responsible position where I know I could support my family, not just my child or my wife, but the family unit. That's sort of, if I could do that before anything else, then if I can prove to be responsible enough to care, then that's really all is said and done. Meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, a life, love, unconditional. A life, love, unconditional. I kind of like this fact that they repeated it towards the end of what I'd say is like the verse, kind of, because it's, like I said, it's unconditional. Like, this is still what it's meant to be. It's meant to be love, but it doesn't sound like love to me. It sounds like glorifying violence because some people just think that's okay. Damn, man. Damn, indeed. So anyway, I hope all of you guys enjoyed that reaction video to Mother Puncher by Mastodon. Please make sure to leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below what you guys felt of Mother Puncher for yourselves. And I cannot wait to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now.